Welcome to the Russell Hand Show. We have just finished watching episode 3 of Island of the Idols. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Can you
good question.
believe? Like, I want to go straight to the winners. I want to go straight to what just happened, but we can't do that. Can't do that.
Why
We
We
not?
have to
could.
talk
We
about.
could.
We
This is
could do that.
yeah. You don't
I can
follow the
barely
rules,
hear you, Joe. Barely hear you, man.
man. You know what it is? I just need the headset on.
Maybe he can just yell the whole time.
So we got winners at war right here, and it is winners at war. Immediately we have Adam starting to talk about how he wants to get rid of poverty. Now, in my mind, that's a good move. I'm like, hey, let's get rid of poverty. Let's get rid of Rob. Those are the two. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this has to happen for this to be a legit. I hear a TV in the background with
Hey,
someone like
hey,
dad.
Autumn, turn the TV down. Hey, do you think it was a good move to take her out? But do you think it was a good move for him to tell Rob ahead of time that he was going to take her out?
I think that was a terrible move to tell Rob.
Okay,
Joe,
Horrible. Can you hear me or not?
I hear you now.
that's
Yeah.
good enough. Yeah.
Nah, I think it was
Yeah.
a horrible move. I mean, Boston's playing a good game, man. He really is. The fact that he's still around after 9 days, he's playing a hell of a game. But
That-
that's what happens when you play both sides. Like he's taking that,
yeah.
knock Adam. He's playing the game, man. Adam's playing.
No, one thing I got to give respect. Now, first of all, I want to let the audience know what's going on because this is also going to be part of the podcast too. So we may answer some question as we go along that we see this is a YouTube live as we speak now, but it's also going to be a podcast. So I don't want the podcast listeners to get confused. That's what's going on right now. So yeah, I think that Adam made a bad move by doing that, but Rob surprised me because that's a Russell move, trying to save your alliance like that. He surprised me by being loyal to his people when it's such small numbers.
I don't think he has a choice. I don't think he has a choice at this point.
He doesn't. I guess he doesn't. But I guarantee he thinks he could possibly go to Jeremy. Why couldn't he go to Jeremy? Maybe. I mean,
I don't know, man. I mean, Rob is playing a game, baby. I mean, I'm not a big Boston
he's
Rob
playing
fan.
a game. No, I'm not a big. You think I'm a big Boston Rob fan? I gave him my Russell crown last week.
Before he left. I think he left before he left. That's why
I'm not a fan.
Russell,
I got him out.
I'm becoming a Boston Rob fan.
This is the.
It's pretty cool.
When Rob came at me, I could see immediately in his eyes that he wasn't the kind of guy I wanted to play with. Immediately, before I played the game, my brother Sean, that we did that show with on A&E, he came in and he said, he's like, align with Rob. You should align with Rob. So by going into the game, I'm like, I talked to other people and I'm like, I think I'm gonna align with Rob. It'd be a good alliance. But as soon as he started talking, as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, I don't want to align with this guy. I know he's pushing me over right now.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Yeah, and I could see it though.
Yeah, real recognize real when you're out there for sure.
Right. So the fact that Adam, I gave Adam all kind of credit in the first episode because he saved himself. He saved himself. He was on the block. He went and he saved himself, and then he got himself off the block. I gave him a lot of credit the first episode. Now,
Ben saved him.
What happened? Why did Adam do that? Do you think that he thought that Rob? This is what I think. I think that he thought, and I know we're jumping right to the end, but that's okay. We're excited. We just seen the show. I think that Adam thought that Rob was so backstabbing that he was going to backstab Parvati, and that move would work for him.
Sure, for sure. But this is what I think. I mean, I'm still a firm believer in pregame alliances. I feel that if he
Yes.
went after Harvey, that would destroy his pregame alliance if they make a swap with Murray. And I think that's
Right.
that's the reason why he wasn't willing to get rid of Harvey, because I'm sure he's working with Sandra. Well, we know that he's not, but supposedly, but we know he's probably cool with Tyson and everybody else on the other side. So if he gets rid of Parvati, then they're gonna be like, wait a minute, dude. Like, I thought we all decided to work together, and look what you did. So I think that's maybe the reason why he decided not to go with Parvati, or the guy just feels like he has that much control in that tribe because he's playing a hell of a game right now.
He is.
So if Adam didn't tell Rob, y'all think that they would have just voted out Parvati?
Yes, I think so for sure.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy because I think he could have everything Adam wanted to do with Rob and bringing Rob in. I think if he just didn't let Rob know ahead of time and then waited till Rob's back was against the wall after they voted her out, he might have still had a chance to do something there.
Okay.
But I agree
why?
with that.
Okay,
he got greedy. He wanted it perfect where he let Rob know ahead of time and then took her out. I feel like he could have just took her out and then afterwards been like, hey man, we had to do what we had to do. Like, I hope that we can work together even though we took out
explain this riddle. Why Ethan?
Well,
why
it's pretty crazy.
Hold it.
I know he's part of the three. I get that. But why not the two dogs in the fight?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that. I don't get it. That's why I love Adam. I feel like Adam's playing the game. Like, Adam understands, like, I need to get rid of Rob or Parvati. And he was willing to get rid of Parvati. But no one likes snitches. In real life, in the game of Survivor, no one likes snitches. And that's what happened. He snitched and lies. Guess what? We're not working with you, and we're gonna vote out Ethan. I don't know who voted for Ethan, but I'm thinking it was Jeremy, Michelle, and Ben. I don't know.
And Denise too.
Yeah.
So 4. He got 4, right? It was 4.
Believe it.
2,
believe
1.
it. Michelle's in a little bit more control than you think.
Well,
so?
Believe it.
I think Michelle and Jeremy.
They the ones that did that. They the ones that did that. That just happened because of Michelle and Jeremy.
Yeah, well, they're in the middle. They were sandwiched between kind of 2 groups of 3. Obviously, Ben, Denise, and Adam weren't like as tight as Rob and the old school people. But yeah, Jeremy and Michelle, I was talking about this with you today, Russell. They can kind of bounce back and forth. Like if they wanted to, they could take out Adam next tribal. I'm sure there'll be a shuffle, but you know what I'm saying.
Is there?
So we're not getting to see. We're not getting to see much of the other tribe. We see Sandra fishing. We see Sandra sitting out in challenges. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna give shade, man. I'm giving shade.
She's the queen of the bench, baby.
Number one, I just gave credit to Rob. He is playing a great game. I gave Rob my crown. Everybody knows a feud between me and Rob, but I respect where respect is due. Sandra sits out again. She sits out again, like the queen does. She sits there, and she thinks that by catching that fish, I'm going to show them how to play this game. I'm going to show them how this is done.
No, she caught a shark.
She caught a shark. That's some tasty food, by the way.
It is.
But now, okay, now we have the first 2 episodes. You have everyone talking about when I gave the first crown out to Adam. Everyone's talking about Yule. Yule should have won it. Yule should have won it. Now you have Yule going to talk to Sandra about what Tyson is saying. Why would you align with someone that everybody's going to be gunning for?
Well, because she's always going to have a target. So why not keep her around and get rid of Tyson? Tyson's a dangerous player. So I think
he's a super dangerous player.
Yeah, and I think Yule knows that if Sandra wants to vote Tyson, what's his name, Tony and Sarah are also going to go and vote along with her. So I think he's just trying to play the numbers game at that point. I don't know. The guys.
I don't like the move.
I don't like the move either. I don't like.
I think. Right. I think it's just best just to play your game, relax. Yule's in no trouble whatsoever. Now all of a sudden, I don't think he is. Do you think he's in any type of? Nobody's really saying let's get rid of Yule.
He's good. He's got Nick, Wendell, and Sophie, right? So that's 4 of them. I mean, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they have a group of 4, and then I think Tyson and Kim are kind of like a duo out of that group. And Tyson and Kim are kind of the swing, similar to how Jeremy and Michelle are on the other tribe. But it's hard to tell when we don't see them go to tribal. Like we've only seen them go once. Hey, bro.
All right, lost them. We lost everybody for a second there.
I think we lost you, Russell.
Yeah, that's
You lost me. Y'all kept talking.
I was talking a little bit.
You went to
All right, well, I was gone for a second. I had to go to the bathroom.
It's hard, it's hard to break down that tribe when they're not going to tribal. You don't really see where everyone's at. And like, I've seen a lot of people commenting on YouTube videos where they're like, Tony's playing the game Russell should have played. And it's like, what game is he playing? They're not going to tribal. They could vote him off first chance they get for all we know. Like, he's acting goofy and he's being silly, but that doesn't mean it's a great game. We're not even seeing them go.
Yeah, he won the first time like that. I don't think he went to tribal for the whole pre-merge. I mean, that's how he made it as far as he did the first time.
It must be so nice not to go to tribal. Like, damn.
I just think it was a risky move that going around snitching. We're seeing a lot of that this season. A lot of snitching going on.
It's kind of a way to build trust, depending on who you want to work with. The person said a name or the name that was spoken. It seems like when they snitch, it's worked out for them in most cases. Like, I think Yule built trust with Sandra, and ultimately Sandra and Cops Are Us, those 3 could kind of flip-flop and be the majority there. And then Ben snitched to Adam and it worked out.
Yeah, but then in this situation, it doesn't benefit Adam at all because he was in the majority line. See, we had Denise, Ben, Michelle, Jeremy. He had everyone with him. And then all of a sudden they're like, maybe we should get rid of this guy. So in that situation, that was just a bad.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm sorry. By snitching, I meant like he was telling the plan ahead of time, and then Rob took that and told Poverty. So technically, it's not snitching because he's in alliance with her, but he took the name that was given to him and told the person. You see, it's like if someone comes to you with the name and you go tell that name that was like, hey, they're throwing your name around. It's worked out all time so far. But
I wanted to go ahead and put this out here real quick. Somebody said Natalie is queen. Natalie is playing that game. She is trying to play. She's playing, man. She's trying her best to stay in the mix of things. I think she's playing an amazing game right now, and she is trying to, she wants to get back in it, and she's doing whatever it takes to get back in it.
I know, but isn't that sad? An amazing game, but she's been voted out already. Like, that's crazy to me. That's the wave that Survivor's going. Like, you're playing an amazing
It's crazy.
Game, put it out.
So she might be all right. She's collecting those coins. Now, would you guys have paid a token for a freaking vote still? Like, that wasn't that big of a
I wouldn't have paid a token for what Tony and Sarah did. I wouldn't have paid. I would have kept my tokens. I think the tokens are about to be a big deal.
But
like bigger deal. I think that the tokens are about to be huge. I think that production could actually do what they want with the token thing. It's almost like, okay, we want this to happen. I think it's just a big deal to have tokens. And Natalie, she's killing it right now at Edge of Extinction.
She's got 3 or 4. How many what does she have? 3, I think.
Well, she's doing everything over there. She's doing it. She's the king. She's the queen over there. And the thing is, if she gets, she has the talent to get back into this game.
Of course, she's a beast. She's a monster.
Yeah.
So Sarah had successfully used a vote steal before. I wish they would have let Natalie explain, like, hey, I'm selling this to her because I know she's had success with this advantage. I don't know if she did it for that reason, but if she did, that's really smart, because if you've successfully used that before, even though it's not that great of a power, when you see an opportunity to get another one, you have to be more likely to take it.
Yeah, I definitely feel that that was one of the reasons why, or probably the main reason why she decided to give it to Sarah. I mean, that's still risky. You could only really give it to someone like Sarah or Tony or someone that's willing to do it. That was
right.
I'm not surprised that Sarah. I don't know.
I was a little surprised that Sarah got the token. In my mind, I'm trying to put the pieces together. Okay, why would she give it to Sarah? Does Sarah feel like she's threatened? We haven't heard Sarah too much to be in the category of being threatened. We hear Sandra take anything, but I don't think Sandra has. She already spent her money.
Can you really see Sandra the Queen doing some shit like that?
No. Oh, you sneaking over there? That would have been amazing.
That would have been great TV.
That would have been the best moment in TV history, with Sandra on her belly, sliding into their camp, trying to get up on their torches.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ben. They showed a quick glimpse of like Ben like waking up. I don't think Ben slept on the island, so I'm surprised that.
Man, that was all TV. Nobody woke up. We all know that. Because if somebody does that and goes, they're getting up and they're seeing what that noise is. Because it may be a bear.
Are there cameramen that like sometimes move around and stuff, like where they just assume it was like a production person? Not in the middle of the night, right?
They may think it's the cameraman walking around, but for my season, they only had like a couple of people there at night. That's it.
Yeah, and they'd only get up if someone was doing something.
Night. Like I'm talking like 3 o'clock in the morning. They only have a few people there. It's not like a bunch of, the whole crew is there.
It was probably a clip of Ben turning around like at a different part of the night then.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I liked it. Yeah. I thought it was. I liked watching Sarah climb up in the other camp and sneak in. The two cops, right? The two cops that do this for a living.
Cody,
that's not what cops do. They write people tickets. They're not. They're not
another
SWAT.
thing. Well, yeah, I don't know if they're SWAT team cops, but another thing is those. Sarah trusts Tony so much. It's like, come on, man. That pregame alliance is showing like lime green, like we all know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pregame alliance, but I mean, they've known each other for what, 6-7 years now. I'm sure.
Yeah, but she got stabbed in the back from him. No.
She what?
I mean, she got stabbed in the back the first season from Tony. With the cops or us thing, now all of a sudden they were and they putting paint on each other's face like they could see it. It's so dark out there. I'm like, I know, man.
That was funny
when they put and I'm like, oh, here's a TV moment. Like let's put the stuff on each other's face like we're going, snipering. And then you have Sarah saying, "It's so dark out here, you can't see anything."
They did the face paint.
Yeah, the face paint that nobody can see in the first place.
Yeah, but I mean, that's good TV though. I mean,
it's great TV. I liked it. Great TV. I actually love this episode.
So now Rob has a couple people on the island working for him, with Ethan out there too, hunting for clues.
Ethan's not going to work for Rob. Ethan's working for Parvati.
Okay.
Well, he gave the token to Adam though. Wasn't it Adam?
No, he gave it to Parvati. He gave it to Parvati. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That would have been some crazy shit if he gave it to Adam. He voted me out. Here's the coin.
It's crazy how we in Survivor, as we played, we had two challenges. We would have the challenge for some sort of gift, like reward, and then you have the challenge for immunity. Now it's just the challenges for immunity. I think that's because there's so much personality out there. They want to see more happen. For instance, so we get to see Rob and Michelle connect and do their challenge, which Rob's supposed to be the king of challenges. He's playing, but he ain't doing too good in challenges these days. He's just lost 2 in a row. And then we have Denise and Sarah, the cop, killing it in challenges.
I think the reason why they don't have the reward challenge separated from the immunities because the edge of extinction is not enough TV time for that. I mean, the edge takes a lot of time. I mean, we spent, I don't know, like a good maybe 15 minutes. That's like a third of the episode on EOE. So, I guess, I mean, I don't mind it because Natalie's good. I mean, Natalie's killing it. I don't mind EOE at all.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I'm liking it. Like people used to say, get rid of edge and extension. This season, I'm liking it because Natalie's killing it.
Yeah,
that's exactly. I'm like, man, this is because she is going to be everybody's favorite to come back into this game because she's doing what it takes. What is she getting though?
An advantage.
Tokens.
So she's getting tokens, but with the tokens, she could buy an advantage for the challenge to come back into the game.
I see, because there was. See, how many tokens does Natalie have right now? Do y'all know? Is it
I believe 3.
3?
Yeah.
She gave 2 to Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy gave her 2.
She had her 1.
Sarah gave her 1. That's 3.
So if she has 3, that alone gives her an idol or an advantage to get back into the game. That was the price. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if she wins any more tokens, she can buy pizza. She can buy pizza because she already has.
Don't buy the pizzas, man. It's not worth it.
He's going in there with an idol and
oh yeah. Well, I don't know. She's definitely not gonna buy no food because it'd just be ridiculous at that point. But man, I'm impressed, and it's sad to see her on the edge of extinction because it shows that she's a winner. It shows that she's good at this game.
I mean, as long as she gets back in, it's could be more of an advantage. It's not the end of the world as long as she gets back in.
But so check this out. So obviously, three of the players that are edges came from like Rob's camp. So his wife was eliminated. She got voted out because of Boston Rob. You got Ethan that was voted out because of Boston Rob. You have Natalie that was voted out because of Boston Rob, and you have Danny Boatwright that was voted out because of Boston Rob. This is the Boston Rob show. He's killing it.
Well, how come Boston Rob ain't getting voted out?
Yeah, so
just
someone asked.
Boston Rob. If they would have all just voted out Boston Rob, reset, it would have played. They would have played out. The game would have played out.
If you're aligned with Boston Rob, you're getting voted out, and if you cross Boston Rob, you're being voted out. That's it. That's the last 3. The last 4 hours of Survivor is exactly that.
The thing is here now we have Ethan. Ethan got voted out. So now we have a situation where Ethan is super loyal to Rob and Parvati. So now that loyal vote is gone. By getting rid of Danny, that's gone too. So those are 2 votes that Rob got rid of Danny himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he could have just talked to her.
He could have.
Why not talk to her? Why not keep her there? Because he needs them votes now. Now all of a sudden he needs them numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He needs them numbers.
Yeah, he's not getting to that.
I just think,
honestly, that's crazy. That's crazy.
He's not getting. I said if he gets in, I put a tattoo of his name on my body. If he wins this game, I would put.
Oh man!
That
if he gets to the final 3.
No, if he wins the game.
Oh, wins the game. Oh, no.
Dude, if he gets the final 3, he probably would win.
Yeah.
If he gets the final 3, he has to win. If Sandra gets to the final 3 and I'm there, I'm voting for her. If Rob gets to the final 3, I'm voting for him. If he gets to the final 3,
that'd be insane if he got there.
Why would you have to vote for him though?
Because look what Rob's doing. Him getting. If Rob would get to the final 3, it would be the biggest accomplishment in the history of the game, even over the two that I've succeeded with.
Players, well, you know how it is. I mean,
they don't always give the deserving person the win, though.
Exactly.
Right.
The Survivor jury members are the most pettiest players in the world. They're just petty.
If they didn't, I'm calling all of them out. Because this season,
that's probably what would happen.
Probably won't.
Now that I really think about it, I mean.
But you're right. They probably won't.
They're petty.
But it's that pettiness, man. Why can't they just play the game? Like, I'm saying it like, okay, if Rob gets to the end, I would vote for him. If Sandra gets to the end, yeah, that's her third time getting to the end. She's doing something right. It's like, why wouldn't you not vote for her?
Yeah, that's the way that you and I think. Well, come on, you should be $2 million richer right now, but you're not because of pettiness. So you know what I mean? How the jury members are. They're petty.
It's bastards.
You know, how can we fix that? Can we fix that?
Let the Russell Hantz YouTube channel subscribers get a vote. The comment section. It's 2020. Let's implement some social media. Come on.
I really believe Joe needs a second chance. I'm here, and they're going to have a second chance coming really soon. That's the rumor.
They should.
And I need Joe to be out there because I need Joe to become a legend.
I appreciate that. Guess what? They don't want me out there because I'm going to go fucking crazier than I did the first time. They didn't even show half of the shit.
What did you do wrong? Like in this season, who are you? Who are you in this season? In this season, which person comes closest to you?
As far as like when I played, nobody. Everyone's playing pretty good. I was the idiot. Nobody. Yeah, they're all winners. I'm a loser, so obviously I didn't play like any of them. But nah, it's, I don't know. This season, I'm enjoying this season, but you know, I just feel like Boston's just killing it, man. He's like, I'm not saying that no one else is playing. I just feel like he's got his pulse on this game, man. He's a monster.
Why do you think they make all these votes to weaken Boston, Rob, but not just take him out?
I don't know, man. I just don't understand it. I don't.
He's not making the merge. So when he doesn't make the merge, you know, when we're deep into it, I don't think he's making the merge. I think he's going soon. And when he does go, unless production protects him.
But listen, all right, so check this out. This is the thing with Boston. He's been to tribal 3 times. How about if there's a swap and he gets on a team that's strong that actually wins challenges? He makes the merge.
Yep.
Well, at this point, they voted out their strongest person right off the bat. And right when they did that, I'm like, big mistake right there.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, so then when you start thinking, let's get at this point, I would be like, you know, we're not winning anyway, so let's go ahead and get rid of Rob.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because we lost two puzzles in a row because of Rob. Like you could spin it that way.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they're calling him the Godfather, that's a problem right there. Mentally, you already feel like he's superior, and that's the problem right there. I mean, I ain't calling him Godfather.
In the interviews.
Father.
Joe, what do they say? What if somebody stands up, Joe, looks you in the eyes and says, Joe, dump your bag. What are you going to do?
You know what I'm going to say? You don't always want to know. That ain't happening. I ain't dumping my shit for nobody. What if
nothing's in the bag? What if nothing's in the bag?
Exactly. I keep my shit between my ass cheeks like I was in jail or something. So you ain't going to come on now. I'll dump anything, but I'm just not going to do it for the principle. Like, it makes no sense. But,
be like, dump your bag, Joe. You do it now. What you think I'd do if Rob said dump your bag? I'd be like looking behind me like, who you talking? You ain't talking to me.
He's the Godfather, baby.
Adam also handled that pretty horribly. Like when they dumped the bags, Adam like kind of whined about it, like kind of revealing his hand. Like he should have just like fake dumped it or been like, no, I'm not dumping it.
Fake dump it.
Well, he did fake dump it successfully, but then he whined about it, and it was kind of obvious that he was in panic mode instead of just kind of playing it chill.
Right.
And another thing is, I realize like I'm a horrible Survivor player because I never even carried my bag around. These players, the last like few seasons, they carry everything in their bag. Like, who does that? I use my bag for absolutely nothing, like for a pillow. But everything like carry the bag along. Like, I'm sorry if you walk out with your bag, the first thing I'm gonna do is follow you. Like, yo, what you doing with your bag? Like, I don't know. It's weird lately.
Like, why are you walking around the forest with your bag?
What you doing? So I didn't watch the preview for the next episode. Is it a swap or
I
what?
didn't either. I didn't watch them either. I just went on there real quick.
Someone in the comment section, fill us in.
Yeah, please. Oh, you didn't watch it either, Cody?
Well, I think we were all here, you know.
We went live immediately.
I mean, I was excited. This is the first time that we've launched the live stream like immediately after.
So we don't see much of. I mean, we've seen a little bit of Michelle. Right? We don't see nothing of Kim. Where I said that Kim was one of the greatest winners. Listen, I always fess up when I say something. I said Kim was one of the greatest winners of all time. I said that. Now she's looking a little sloppy. I get that, but I think she's gonna get it together, man.
Nah, man. Let me tell you something. Obviously, she's a better player than I am, and I think she's great. Obviously, she won, but I think she's overrated.
Man, not always the greatest players get to the end. By the way, just because you didn't get to the end, don't mean that you're not a great player.
Well, my thing is with what's her name, Kim. Kim played with a whole mess of like, come on, who played that season?
And you know what? It's showing us now. It's showing us that the people you actually play with makes a big difference. Like we're seeing us so much in this game. We're seeing how pregame alliances, they're showing clips of people. We're seeing how that's implemented into the game. We're seeing how when people win the game and they play with bad players, that they're not really that good in the first place. They just won because they play with bad players. Like we're seeing that implemented into the game. We're seeing old versus new implemented into the game.
And as much as I say I'm a horrible player, I feel like I'm a great player, and I think I'm a great player because I play with Ben. I think Ben's going to be a problem. I don't know any spoilers. I mean, I'm cool with Ben, obviously, but these winners, they kept all their mouth shut. But there was this first episode. There was something that was played on. Was it E People or somebody from season 39 held a special, and it was they interviewed Jay from Gen X, and they interviewed what's his name, the chilling guy from season 39, and they interviewed there was somebody else on the seat, and the kid from 39, the chilling guy, whatever his name is, that made it to the final three, said that he had interviewed Jeff Probst and asked Jeff Probst who would be the 4 faces on like a Survivor Rushmore, right?
Oh,
and
shoot.
He said Parvati. He said Boston Rob, Sandra, and Ben.
Who said that?
That's crazy, bro.
Wait, who said that?
It's an interview. You can find it on
Jeff Probst, he said.
That shit.
And Ben.
Yeah. Well, no. Listen. It was the interview was not Jeff Probst. The interview was Dan interviewed supposedly.
Yeah.
And asked them like rapid fire questions, like blah 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 blah. And one of the questions was like, oh, who's the 4 like that would be on the Survivor Rush like Mount Rushmore? And he said, oh, it would be those 4. So I mean, you can read into it the way you want to read into it. It can be like Ben feels it, or he just feels like I
thought I was about to hear my name said, man. I thought you were about to say my name.
You gotta win, baby. You gotta win, though.
I don't know. All the people on Mount Rushmore president.
That's but no.
Gosh.
So you think you played with Ben, right? You played with Ben. Is he good enough to win this game?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing with Ben is, like, right now, I don't like the edit that, I mean, I enjoy the edit that they're giving him because Ben is like he's a likable guy. He's funny. Same thing. That dude is crazy. Like, if his back is against the wall, that's when he's a problem. Like, right now, I think he's just playing the game. But when his back is against the wall, that's when you're going to see, like, the Marine Ben picking it up. So,
yeah, because you're not seeing that type of aggression at this point. A little bit. At this episode, maybe a little bit, because he's starting to focus that all of them know that Rob, Ethan, and Parvati are in control of the game. They're all are aware of that. So it's just a little shocking to me that they go for Ethan instead of Rob. I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it either. I thought it was going to be Adam. I thought they were just going to blindside the shit out of Adam.
Yeah.
Because they could have taken out Rob and then tried to. I don't know. Ethan would have just gone to Parvati, but I feel like taking out Ethan and then expecting Rob to work with you is a little harder than trying to just take out Rob. It's just I feel like it's more clear to just do that.
I think they want to use Rob as long as they use him as a shield, but I don't know how smart that.
Yeah, and I was watching Jeremy's pregame interview. He talked about how he wanted to use like guys as shields, basically.
But now that Rob's gone, now that Ethan is gone, Rob and Parvati is like super vulnerable at this point. So why wouldn't Parvati move over? I said that Parvati would align with Michelle. I thought she would align with Michelle. I also said that Parvati would clash with Danny. Remember me saying that, Joe? We did a podcast. I said those two would clash. I said Parvati would get better of it and Danny would go home. That's exactly what happened. I think that eventually Parvati is going to align with Michelle, and I think that she has to at this point. She can't. Parvati's doing absolutely nothing. She's doing exactly what she did in Heroes versus Villains. She's grabbing a hold to the guy that's doing everything.
Yeah.
Look at her gameplay. Look at it. She's grabbing a hold to the guy that's doing everything for her to protect her, and she's holding on like crazy.
I'm glad this is coming out. I am completely 100% convinced that you spoke to Boston Rob before he went out there. He's staying true to his alliance, and he's working with Parvati. Be honest, Russell. Did you speak to Boston Rob before he went out there?
What do you mean? Did I speak to him before he played this time?
Did you give him a play? He's playing your game.
I don't talk to that dude. I don't talk to that dude, but he's doing exactly what I would do.
Absolutely.
He's doing what I would do.
I mean, she was loyal to you.
Why is he so loyal to Parvati? What's happening? What's happening under the palm fronds?
No. I mean, I don't know. I understand why Boston.
I'm just saying, he's trying to protect his alliance, but he's trying to protect her like she's Amber, man. We've never seen that before. We never seen Rob try to protect someone with all his heart and passion other than Amber. And he married her.
Well, he needs these people, man. Like he only had two like really tight people, so he really needed both of them.
Yeah, but he was on the wrong side of the vote.
Okay. So if Adam went to Rob and said, "Hey, we're voting out Ethan tonight," do you think Rob would run around telling everyone?
No, he wouldn't. But he was on the wrong side of the vote. Adam came to him and said, "Hey, this is about to happen. Like, he thought it was going to be Parvati, but you're losing someone. You're losing it." He lost Ethan. He was on the wrong side of the vote, and he still tried to fight for his alliance, which is admirable, and I've done it, and I would do it. So I get that. But he was on the wrong side of the vote tonight. You say he's a great player. He did not get what he wanted tonight. He got the opposite of what he wanted. He got what he didn't want.
Yeah, I know, but my thing is, like, I don't believe in all that. Not that I hate, but who cares if he's on the wrong side of the boat? I mean, at the end of the day, he saved himself. It wasn't him. So anytime you're not voted out, I feel like you're on the right side of the boat.
All right, this is a good question right here. We got a question from one of the on the chat, and they want to know if do you think there will be a tribe swap soon?
Yes. Next episode.
You think next episode?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say this out loud, but before this happened, my boy over here said, Adam's gone. So I'm not gonna believe it at this point.
The first time we did the podcast, I told you 99% of the time I'm wrong. Didn't I tell you that?
You did.
Oh, baby, I told you.
Dude, I thought Adam was gone for sure too, man. You said Rob. No one said Ethan though. No one said Ethan. I even thought when I was watching, like when Ethan answered his question from Jeff, it was like he came off so non-threatening. I was like, damn, man, they're never going to feel the need to vote him out because he doesn't really seem like he's too sharp or thinking ahead or anything threatening. It's just like,
no, he's a great
he's
guy.
just there.
He's a great guy, amazing. He's done a lot in his life. He's been through a lot in his life. But when he just got voted off, I clapped out loud. Because it was part of the gang that needs to be dethroned. You got 3 people controlling this game. It almost looks like it.
What do you think? If they don't do the swap next episode, then you're looking at next episode 16 players. The following episode will be 15. You think they'll do three tribes of 5?
I mean, do you think they're going to do a swap for real?
I mean,
I don't even know if they're going to do one. I played 3 times. They never did a swap when I played.
Yeah, they do a swap early, man. My season.
I've never had a swap.
Yeah, they do them really early now, Russell.
Now, the last
this
20
is the new stuff.
I'd be shocked if there wasn't a swap, but if there is not, then yeah, I think it's 5-5-5. But I don't think that would be the case.
Okay, let's say there is.
Because they gotta save Rob, I think, a little bit, like shuffle it up.
Okay. Yeah, he's in trouble now. The
5-5 would work. Because the 5-5 would work because one, you are only when you have a 5. I mean, when there's 3 tribes, it's actually pretty cool because you just have to be in first place and second place, and you don't go to tribal. The problem with having 3 tribes, I don't think that's going to happen this season because of EOE. So the swap would have to be at 16 or at 14.
Yeah, you're spot on about that because then they'd have to show 3 separate. Also, on 3 separate tribes, when there's 5 people, I was watching another Survivor YouTube channel about this, but like a lot of super good players will go home just because of bad luck. Like Rob has dominated this season. He could go home just because he's randomly placed without his people and they're all on one other tribe. So there's like a lot of luck when you do 3 groups of 5, which kind of sucks because you want to see the best people go far.
If they do a swap, does that save Rob?
Yeah, why? Absolutely. He needs to go. It's him and Parker.
No, at this point, it's better than being where he is right now at this in this position. But now, to me, he becomes he's like the Superman of all meat shields at this point in time.
I think there's a real good chance if there's no swap that I don't think Rob is guaranteed to go home if he goes back to tribal. Like I think Adam, there's a really high chance Adam would go if that.
And I like the way Adam. Other than this episode, I thought that was terrible telling Rob, but I see what he was thinking. Can you at least see what he was thinking? He was thinking Rob's such a bad, such a backstabber. He's gonna think, okay, I have to make this move to save myself. But people like me, and now Rob, the way he played just now, shows that sometimes numbers matters. Like your alliances matter. You need them. You can't do it by yourself. So
yeah, I guess I was never in an alliance, so I don't know.
Never got an alliance, man.
Damn, that sucks, man. Would have been nice.
Yeah,
but you're a popular player, though.
It was me and
you're a super popular player.
No, I was never in an alliance, man. I was always.
If you played again, what would you do different? Nothing.
Honestly, I wouldn't change shit, man. Survivor's all about luck. I'm a firm believer it's all about luck, especially now. Oh, you might find an idol, you might find an advantage, but I think I don't know, man. I'm so blunt and honest. I don't think I could hold. I'll try to refrain from doing that, but I suck at that, man. I'm so black and white. I suck.
Yeah.
I'll try to build more relationships, but at the end of the day, if you're bald headed with a beard, thanks to you and Tony, like the game's fucked up.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, Joe, what you think of the relationship side, because like they spend so many hours together. Like, do you think that just making someone like you and talking to them about their family and crap like that, do you think that makes an impact, or is everyone kind of emotionless when it comes with that and they're all strategy?
I think in a new player season, I think it comes into play, but not in this season. This season, everyone kind of knows each other. So
yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
That's exactly
like,
what I say.
Yeah, new season you can bullshit people. Like you can be like, my little son's the same name as you, or whatever it is, and build that
Yeah.
relationship. But it's all. But in the winter season, like everyone knows each other, everyone knows each other's background. Like it's tougher, you know.
I mean, it's super hard. What if you go out there like in some big time season like this one, then all of a sudden like a family member passes away, and then you go up and say, "Hey, my dad died," and then like there's people like that's pretty tough when you don't believe that when it's a real thing, you know. And
You know?
I think Johnny Fairplay helped us out on that one, to where now nobody believes anything like that that's said.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's a great season, man. At this point,
it's only going to get better. I mean, right now we've only seen one tribe go to tribal. So once we start seeing more, the other team go to tribal, we'll see the dynamics and stuff. And
hey,
Cops
to note,
Giants, and
I put note to note. The only time I seen Boston Rob's face like that was when I did it to him myself, and I gave Parvati that idol and made Tyson change that vote. The only time I seen Boston Rob face like that was one time.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Boston. I don't like Boston.
He's a good player, man. But look what I did to him. So let's go ahead and equal out the two. Let's see who's the better player. I'm just saying. If you think he's such a great player, he came at me. He came at me.
You know you're one of the greatest players. The only thing is, man, that jury was bitter and your jury manager sucks. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? You got petty people that want to be petty, and people don't really necessarily give the vote to the right player. You know what I mean? They have feelings and emotions, and they're soft. Part of the game.
This is another problem I'm having with the game. We have a comment right here. Idols right nowadays, they're easier to find than change on the street. What's up with putting an idol in a stump? I mean, why don't they hide them anymore? Right? Like you have to march, 10 paces to the left of the palm tree sitting on the east side of the beach. Like that's a tough clue.
Well, guess what? I can't talk jump because in my season, I couldn't decipher a dumbass fucking map because my head. So my first idol, first of all, I got in trouble by production because you know how you have to do everything with production? I said, screw production. I got yelled at by production all day because I would just go off like a maniac and do my own thing. They're like, yo, Joe, you can't. You have to be followed by production. So when I found that, the clue, there was no production. So anyway, long story short, when I found that clue, I'm a big Survivor fan. So the previous season, Ty had found all his idols by the well. So the last thing in my mind was they're gonna place it by the well. So my season, we had to find a clue because it was hidden like 5 steps or 5 feet from the well, and you had to dig. And I think that's the last season that they did that because every season since then, it's been just hidden in a tree stump or the typical easy stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey Joe, what's the boundary like for like as far as like how far idols could be hidden on the island? Is it like
Now they'll tell you. So like the camp that I was on all 3 camps that the 3 islands that they utilize right now. I lived on all 3. So the one that Boston on is really small. So like the idol that Denise found, that's just easy to find. The islands that the other tribes that actually is really small too. It's actually a little bit bigger. So that idol is probably a little bit more difficult to find. But there are boundaries, and you're always with somebody, so production will tell you can't go out that far. But the 2 islands that they're on right now, they're pretty small islands. Like it won't be that hard to find like advantages or.
It's tough because like you could probably sneak off alone, but since you have to get a camera person and then probably a sound guy too with the camera person, maybe it's like you're gonna make a scene if you're going out there.
Oh, they're great.
when it was, we were about to merge. There was 5 people, all girls and me, Parvati, Danielle, Sandra, uh, Jerry, and me. So I was like, okay, I got to feed my crew. I got to feed my girls. So we were out of food. So I'm going to look for food. We know there's no idols. There was none of that at this point in time. And, so I start marching up a hill, right? And dude, I keep walking and walking. So they got 3 people with me: camera guy, the sound guy, and the gopher or whatever he does, the guy that takes care of the stuff. The 3 guys,
Yeah.
right? So I'm walking up the hill and I'm walking and walking and walking, and man, I walked for at least 3 hours in whatever direction I was walking, and we were way out of the boundaries.
Holy smokes.
They would just let me. Then I found this spot. There was an open spot and nothing but a field of bananas. It was like a orchard of bananas. And I was like, oh, holy smokes. It was like a banana farm. And then and it had an opening. They had like a little opening where you can see me. And then here comes a helicopter coming up. And I put my hands up in there and I'm like, I'm the king of the world.
So you stole some bananas from the villagers. So
Probably.
You probably needed it more than them at that point. I mean, you're starving.
No, those villagers get paid. And so when I grabbed 2 bundles of 2 big old bundles of, talking, these things were at least the size of, can't see me, but yeah, the huge bundles. So I grabbed them both and I started hauling them back down. Now remember, I hiked for 3 hours. We started hiking back. Sun started to go down. All of a sudden, we lost. And the camera crew, we all lost. Bro. So they get on they get on their little mic. They're like, "Hey, we're lost. We don't know where we're going." First, they tell me I'm so dehydrated, about to pass out. They start giving me water from the bottled water, which is a no-no, because I didn't bring no water for some stupid reason. So they was like, "Here, drink this," because they didn't want me to pass out. So I'm drinking from the water, and I never got to do that in a game of Survivor until I played the fake one I just played. But yeah, so I'm drinking it, and I'm bringing both. They said, "Man, just leave it. Just leave one at least. Just leave it. It's not worth it." I'm like, "No, I'm bringing these back to my people. I'm bringing these back to my girls."
Starving.
And then, and so finally, we were so lost, man. They got on the radio. They were like, "We're lost. Where are y'all? We don't know." "Well, go west. Start walking west. There's a road. You should come to it soon." We walked for another 2 hours. At this time, the sun is down, and finally we get to a road. Like we don't know where we are. We get to a road, and we're like, "We're at a road right now." The production's like, "Just stay at the road. We'll find you." Like, what road? There's no road signs. There's no road signs out here.
Samoa, right?
Yeah, Samoa. Yeah. So finally, they found us, and CBS and SEG, which is Survivor, they made the roads out there. They've done a lot of work for Samoa. Not only Survivor, they helped them out a lot with roads and bridges and fixing things so they can get around, really. But it's positive because it helps their community. So eventually they find us, and I had both bundles, baby. I still had them both. 5 hours later, I had them both on my shoulders. And then they were like, "Okay, get in." And I'm like, "I'm bringing these bananas with me," because now we're getting in a truck because they're bringing us back down to camp. So I put them bananas in. At first they were like, "You can't bring that." I'm like, then I'm walking back. Because this whole journey was about these bananas, So I'm taking these bananas with me, whether you like it or not. So eventually they're like, "Okay, you can take the bananas." Because they didn't want it to be unfair. They thought it was unfair that they transported the bananas, to the camp. And I'm like, I just spent 5 hours looking at these. This is super fair.
So
and we got lost.
I'm assuming that they didn't used to have boundaries back when you played, Russell. They just let you go anywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
boundary.
no, they can't.
That's
I had
crazy.
a specific
Those-
group of cameramen that was specifically supposed to watch Russell Hance. I couldn't take a leak without them. Yeah, you were the same. I did that to you, man. You didn't even know it, and I did that to you.
They were like, listen, I got so much in the beginning. They're like, listen, you've been doing this for 17, 18 years. You're not the first one to run around. You need to give us the code word. When you use the code word and all the cameramen get together, now run off, they're all the way behind me. So I'm sure you had a code word, Tony had a code word. Like they purposely like, yo,
And
we need to come up with a code word.
Did you ever get like really aggravated, like really upset with production? Like at one point I was like, you guys, you need to stop it. Like I'm a grown man and you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Like they had some points in time to where it was you're so hungry, you're so tired and wet. It's like, and you telling me to do this over, you telling me to sit in this puddle of water. I'm already freezing. You want me to sit in this puddle of water and do this soon.
So my beef was we had to go to tribal. We had to take this long ass walk through the water and you have no shoe. I mean, you have shoes, but like it's water, so you have to take off your shoes. And I'm such a diva, and I was like, someone better pick me up and take me to shore because this show ain't shit without me. Tribal ain't shit without me. I was a complete diva because I'm like, this is abuse. Like we're tired, we're hungry. And now you're gonna make us walk through this shit because it's low tide.
Right.
The boats can't get to shore. Like y'all need to figure it out. But production was pretty cool though. I mean, I enjoyed all the producers and shit like that.
Oh man, mine. They had this one point where they were like here, and I was just dried all my clothes up, so that's super important. It was nighttime, about to go to bed, and they wanted me to sit in a puddle of water, deep all the way up to my stomach. That means everything gets wet, and do an interview. For an interview to talk to me.
Okay.
And I was like, I ain't sitting in that water, dude. I guess I can sit in there naked, but I'll do a Richard Hatch for you, but I ain't getting my clothes wet. I'm about to go to sleep with wet clothes. No, that ain't happening.
The air shots,
it gets cold out there.
Oh, absolutely. The air shots that you see when people walk the tribal with the torches, that shit is hours and hours and hours and hours. And after travel's like 3-4 hours, you're just trying to get back to camp and just sleep. And they make you walk and stand there. So I mean,
it's so hard. When you see, everybody out there, I'm talking with Joe, so you can hear a little bit of how hard it is. But when you guys see us walking with our torches, heading to tribal council, obviously you're seeing it from either a helicopter or one of them little drones. It is so tiring. Sometimes they make you do it twice. Like it's like, why I didn't walk right the first time? Seriously? And it's so tiring because your feet, you're going in the sand and you haven't eaten and you're so hungry and they're making you do this over and over. They have to expect. Like I've said some disrespectful things on camera because I was so aggravated, which I'll go ahead and apologize for now. Sorry about that, production. I was so pissed off, but it's the nature of things. Like if you're hungry and you're wet and you miss your family and you're cold and your mind is freaking out, it's only normal really to lose it sometimes. Some people can contain it, some people can't.
I mean, Cody, he lost it too. He started shitting in water and all type of stuff.
Dude, I was so pissed off, man. And when I look back on it, it makes me even more mad because the whole part where Alex and Gina burned the money, their plan was to burn it and leave, and then production put a big pause and the executive producers came down, and I was thinking, okay, screw it, they're going to burn the money, but then I'm going to get a 50-50 split, and I would assume the show would end in a chance for me to steal the money from my partner so I could get 100%, and then the title of like being the sole winner would be worth it. So I was like, all right, cool, let them burn it and quit. Anyways, the producers came down after they burned half of the money, and then talked them into staying and said they'd give them a temptation, which is just a reward where they get to spend more money and feast the next day. Sure enough, they got the food the next day. And I mean, I didn't know what they said to them because I just saw them talking. And then all of a sudden, Alex and Gina don't want to quit. And then they get their food the next day. It's frustrating. And the only explanation and there's nothing you can do too. And my show is a little different. Like y'all have adults and it's different when the producers are talking to like grown ass men. Like my show is all kids. And a lot of them, that was like their first time being away from their parents. So like most of them were like super brainwashed by producers. I was like the only one that seemed to realize what was going on. The only explanation that the top guy said was like, well, you're still going to, win $100,000. And that's more than most people win on MTV shows. I was like, bro, I was set up to get like 300 or 400 just a day ago, man. Like that hurts so bad. It pisses me off thinking about it really bad.
So usually when things like that, like with production and stuff, I think that you have to implement a few things into the game these days when you play. You have to stay under control. You have to keep your state of mind. You have to, because that's what I would do different now. I mean, I've never been aggressive out there on the show. I've always did the right thing. I always followed the rules. Absolutely. But I would try to do less, if that makes any sense. Because me doing more gets me in trouble. Like I wouldn't play like Rob right now. Rob's leaving before the merge because of the way he's playing. Yes, he's playing great. But he is leaving before the merge because of the way he's playing.
Well, he has to play that way, bro. He has to play. He's playing perfect. Like this is the perfect game way.
No, he does.
I feel like he couldn't play better. Yeah. I know you're hating, bro. You're just hating.
No,
he is.
Hence, you're telling me that you would not play aggressive, like you would just chill out right now?
I would see how that would work for me at first, and he didn't do that.
No,
I would see how it would work for me to chill out and see what happens. Now, if I hear I'm going home, then of course he didn't hear that. He played that like that from the get-go, from the start of the game.
Sure, you have a target on your back. In addition to that,
he doesn't know that.
He has a big-ass freaking monument out there, and they're all talking about it. And they see it every day. Nah. Hands, you bullshitting. You know damn well you don't know how it is just to lay low. There's no such thing.
I'm telling you, man. And I'm telling you, I would try to play a little quieter game. I wouldn't go out. Okay, Rob plays aggressive. He goes out there, he's aggressive. Bam, right off the bat. If Russell Hance plays again, I play a quieter game. Now, of course, if I hear I'm going home, then I'll start running. But I'm not gonna play super aggressive like Rob did right off the bat like that, because because of that gameplay, he's going home 5th or 6th.
All right, so check this out. So you have who on that tribe plays an aggressive game besides Boston Rob? Ben's not.
On what?
Jeremy has never
on that
played
tribe.
an aggressive game.
No, none of them. None of them.
So if Boston Rob deviates from what he is known for doing, I think that would raise my eyebrows. Like, yo, this guy's really trying to switch up his game style. That may make him more of a threat than him just being Boston Rob. It would.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about him right now, but this is the first, not even the first month of the show. Second month of the show, we'd be like, oh, he's gone because he played aggressive.
Well, if he didn't play aggressive, he would have been gone.
Yeah.
It's going to be a what if, like what if my aunt has balls? She'd be my uncle.
Nah, let me tell you something. What I've noticed, speaking to other Survivor players, the ones that do not play aggressive and go home early always said, damn, I should have played aggressive. I've never heard an aggressive player say, damn, I went home mad early. Aggressive players don't really go home early like that. Why?
See, people think, Heather thinks, see that? Can you see that on the screen?
That's the perfect
Heather
comment
thinks that
right
I would
there.
play, she thinks that I would have to play aggressive.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to be a target right off the bat. Okay, I did that. I did that last time. I did that in Australia. I was going first. So that's what happens when I play aggressive.
You should have played your idol. No, you weren't aggressive enough. Aggressive is playing your idol.
I'm not even talking about Australia because it's a joke. Australia is a joke. It's not Survivor. It's a joke that they give you water, they give you fruit, they give you unlimited supplies of rice and beans, they give you shelter. It's a joke.
There's still a prize, though. There's still money to be won, man.
Yeah, well, you play that shit, man. Come on, baby. You know that.
I cannot play that aggressive right off the bat, and I'm not going to.
That's why you want to live in Australia. You got to play aggressive, baby.
I'm going to be a loving human being.
That's what, man. That's why I'll never win Survivor. If I haven't played again, guess what? That's who I am. I'm going to go home playing aggressive. Like, that is.
No, sometimes you gotta love, man. You gotta love.
Now, the reason why I went home, because the first time I allowed production to manipulate me, I went home. Them little fuckers were like, hey, Joe, you've been playing aggressive since day one. Why don't you just pump the brakes and see what happens if you don't play aggressive? Sometimes, you have to slow it down to have a better vision. And I'm like, man, they're telling me this for reasons. So I'm trying to read it to production. I'm like, shit, they know something I don't know.
Killing me. So you're telling me you played so aggressive, and you're telling me that you're a bad player because of the way you played, and now you're telling me you're going to play the same exact way next time you play.
Absolutely, because it's about luck. If I did not play aggressive, let me tell you something.
It's not about luck.
Listen.
Some's about luck. Some.
It's 40%. It's 50% gameplay and 50% luck. That's just mine. With all these
60-40. 60-40.
So let's say if I didn't play aggressive as soon as I hit the island, one, I would have never found the idol that saved me and Desi on day 12.
Right.
And if I didn't play aggressive, then people would have voted me out a little bit earlier because they were so concerned about me having an idol. The fact, even if you don't have an idol and you're known for having an idol, that saves you a bit because they're like, oh shit, we might have to split the votes, or maybe he does have it. So it kind of gives them a second option. Right. But when you sit back and you're not known for having idols and playing aggressive, it's like, yo, he's an easy target. Let's just get rid of him.
Well, why didn't you just go get a yoga mat and sing Kumbaya and do yoga by the beach the whole time?
Because I'm fucking bald-headed with a beard, thanks to you and Tony.
So you blaming me?
Absolutely.
Not Tony.
No, I'm blaming you and Tony. The second I got to that island, I opened my mouth. They were like, oh, you're like Tony. You're like Hans. And I'm like, well, I'm bald-headed. I only spoke like one.
That's why you should have picked some flowers and handed them out to the group. Then they would have seen you differently.
Hey, Joe, so if you play non-aggressive, you might increase your chances of winning, I guess, but also you probably still go home most likely because everyone loses but one person.
Yeah, no, Joe could play not.
Do you think
if Joe did second chances, if he did second chances, I'm sorry, but if he did second chances, he didn't play aggressive, he would have a shot. Now, I can see y'all saying that I have to play aggressive because I have a target on. I don't think you would have a target on your back right off the bat.
What I was getting at is Joe will play again because he played aggressive and he was so entertaining. Like, did you think of that? Like, win or lose, at least if I play aggressive, I'll be making moves and I'll be entertaining, and at least people will remember me after the season. Because there's people from your season that went home and no one's gonna remember them. You know what I'm saying? At least you're remembered.
Yeah, my thing was I wasn't thinking about ever playing again. I was thinking about getting that fucking money, never being on that. But everybody else on my season made me aware of that. Like, every time there was, tree mail still exists. I mean, there's tree mail every 3 days. Right. And I would always be the one picking up the tree mail because I would always talk shit and strategize, whatever. So the rest of the tribe caught on to that. Like, oh, Joe might be returning. He's funny. He's crazy. He's this and that. So I was aware of that because of other players. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be like the shining star on your season because that makes you a target as well. Like, if you get more professionals, or if the rest of the tribe kind of feels that, hey, production likes you, that's a reason to be voted out too.
Yeah, it makes people super jealous. That was a big thing with me. People hated me like a couple of days into it.
So you think
because of that?
You think that it's a problem if someone thinks production likes them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, a lot of these people want to get like stardom from the show. Like they want to be the superstar. And then when they sense like this dude Joe is still in it, like I'm just a background character, he's the main guy, they want to take you out. That way they can get credit for that.
Absolutely. And you know that. I mean, when you play the game of Survive, you played against your tribe.
Man,
people weren't that smart back then, honestly.
My first time I played, I went out there to play. I didn't care about nobody. My first season, I didn't care about nobody. I went out there, I played super aggressive, and I didn't care about fame. I'm not from LA.
Well, social media changed that. Back then, it's weird because y'all were more famous because more people watch cable, but people want followers now.
That's all we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
All we had was MySpace.
The incentive wasn't there like it is today. Like today, a lot of people go on just because they want to get followers, which it makes sense too, but.
Right.
Yeah, I don't knock nobody's hustle, but for me, I just wanted that $1 million and keep it moving. Like my goal was to get the $1 million.
I want that title, baby. I tell you what we could do. You go ahead and win that $1 million, then you stand up out loud and proud and say, Russell, you're the sole survivor. And then I'll go ahead and
you good, baby. Matter of fact, give me $1,000.
You do that for me?
Absolutely. Shot getting that $1 million. As long as I get the $1 million.
If we made a deal at the end and I say, okay, if you win, if I give you this and you win, you stand up and say you played better than me. And you still win that $1 million, but you played better than me on live national television. If we made a deal like that, like I said, if I had a deal to where I just won the last immunity challenge and you're the one that I want to take, I'm going to say, but I'm not going to take you if you don't make this deal with me. But if you make this deal with me and you win, then you say that I'm the best player of the game.
You would do that?
Would you make the deal?
You would actually do that, Hint. No, I don't believe that. You would give up $1 million.
Would you make that deal? But would you honor the deal?
Absolutely. My problem is I'm too honest. Like, absolutely. I'm all about honor and integrity. Absolutely. I will honor that deal all day.
Actually, I think we could play together. We'd be like Sarah and Tony.
I'll take that deal any day, baby. That was my problem out there. My dumb ass wanted to help and protect my goddamn healers, and them motherfuckers were turning on me like from left to right.
So annoying.
So I like the show. I thought it was a good show tonight. I thought it was super exciting watching Sarah do her crawling moves like she was in the military.
Sarah who said Sarah's boring, baby? Like, I love Sarah.
Today, just one episode, she wasn't boring. Come on, because she got an opportunity to shine because she got an advantage. So other than that, she still had the same face.
Doesn't matter. That's a game changer.
That's a game face. That's a game face.
A game changer. Yeah.
So I liked it, man. I had a good time. I appreciate
winner
you
predictions
coming on the show, Joe.
Winner prediction, real quick.
Oh man.
I'll say Jeremy. I think Jeremy could win. I did kind of think Tyson before the season, but I like the position Jeremy's in right now.
Let's do it this way. Not winner predicts. Give me your in the top 5 a long shot. A long shot that's going to be in the top 5. Don't say easy people like Tyson maybe. Give me a top 3 long shot. Who's going to be there? Top 3 long shot.
I'm not saying top 3 long shot. I think
give me one person that's going to be in that top 3 that's a long shot. You could say Ben because that's definitely a long shot.
That ain't no long shot, man.
Not really. Not really.
Man, Ben's just playing so.
I think Michelle's a long shot.
Michelle's my long shot. I see Michelle in the final 3.
I think the only 2 people that it would be really surprising if they made it to the final 3 would be like Sandra or Rob. Everyone else, there's a path for them to get there.
Exactly.
Wendell's a good one. Wendell's playing the.
They're not going to tribal on that tribe though, dude. It's not like anyone's really
right. Yeah, we don't know what's happening.
They're just chilling.
Wendell's a beast, man.
But I'm still sticking with my boy, man, Adam. I'm still sticking with Adam.
Oh, you think Adam's gonna go far? Oh, shoot.
I think Adam takes out Rob. Adam becomes the king of my island. They're on my island.
Oh, dude. Adam would be Russell's hero if he did that. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. I will put him on a pedestal. I'll make him his own statue.
Adam making a beautiful statue. You know, something was funny because I never really liked Gen X season. That's like one of my worst seasons. I know everyone loves Gen X. I think it was just boring. Everyone was too like lovey-dovey. And I was kind of like suspect on Adam, but I like Adam, man. That dude is as a person, he's obviously real cool.
No, he seems like a really, really nice guy.
Nah, dude's really mad. Nice I mean, I only met him like once or twice, but he's mad cool. But
yeah,
playing, man. He's playing this season, man. I give him mad respect.
Okay. All right, guys. So recently we got a shout out from Rob C and Fishback with our YouTube channel, this channel right here, saying that they watch it. They appreciate it. I like that. I like that respect. I also went live on Bryce and Wendell was there earlier today. Talked to them. Wendell was freaking out a little bit, saying, you know, that he started playing the game because of me, which I appreciate that respect right there too to Wendell and Bryce. My boy Bryce, he's the wine holder. He's the only one that's gonna get that. But you know, I appreciate that kind of love out here. We should all give each other with a Survivor family. Hopefully one day me and Joe get to play together. And then I'll be like, Joe, calm down. I'll be the one trying to calm you down. How's that happen?
I believe it. You know, I'm telling you, probably. I mean, you played enough like that adrenaline. I don't know if it's sustained after a couple seasons, but man, that high that you get on the island, I don't know if I could come down from that. Like I can't. That's just not
right. And poor Ethan, man. Poor Ethan. Everybody had Ethan going. I didn't have Ethan going for. I'm just saying, I didn't. I thought he would be gone. I didn't think he would align with Parvati. I'll go ahead and say that. But I didn't have him. I thought that he would be gone pretty. I had him in the middle of leaving before the merge.
I think he was a pro athlete. He might be able to win that battle back.
Nope. That's Natalie's. Natalie got that in the bank.
I really think Ethan's a better athlete than her, even though I know that she's a fan favorite. But
Natalie is going to whip him and whatever they do. Because, first of all, it's always gauged towards females. You know, holding your arm in the air or whatever you got to do, stuff like that. That's tough stuff for a male to do. Bigger shoulders, your arms, standing on something, you know, with their little bitty feet.
And she has advantage. You get a head start.
So far, my pick to come back into the game is definitely Natalie.
Obviously.
That girl's playing. She's gonna have an advantage already. She gonna have like 5 or 6 coins. I'm telling you, she could better get herself a pizza and then nobody would know. Let's say she buys a pizza. Everybody's there. You know what? I have 2 tokens. I'm buying a pizza and a Coke. And then she starts eating it. And then they're like, she just gave up. And that to think, oh, she just gave up. She just bought a pizza, but she has 5 more tokens in her pocket.
That's not a strategic move. That's a dumb move. That's a horrible move.
I'm worried about you, man. No, you order the pizza and you share with everyone because all those motherfuckers are going to be on the jury. They'll probably give you a vote because you gave them a little ass slice of pizza.
Wait, they won't be on the jury, will they?
No, they're out. They're all out.
They won't,
They're
right?
Edge of Extinction.
Or are we going to have a massive jury?
Did you see Edge of Extinction, the first one? That's exactly what happened.
Yes. I'll be there. So you order the pizza, you give it all to them. That's a better move.
Unless you switch,
Joe?
That's a great move then, Joe. If they're on the jury, holy cow. Feed them.
The first person voted on Edge of Extinction. The jury. She got voted out day 3, and she was on that shit.
Didn't the second or third person that got voted out actually won the game?
I think he was the 5th person or the 4th.
Oh, okay.
So think about it. I would buy all. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even spend my money on the advantage. I'll buy every motherfucker in their pizza. Get back in the game because physically,
you really think I'm buying a pizza? You really think I'm buying a pizza though?
Russell, didn't you do the Survivor auction and not buy anything at one point?
I just sat there, baby. I looked Jeff in the eyes and said,
"You literally
did my money."
Did you get to take the money home with you, or did they take it back?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
It's $500.
That's the funniest thing, dude.
I gotta buy me some Cuban cigars while I'm out here.
That's the funniest thing.
That's some shit. That's what's up, though. I mean, I respect that. But if
appreciate you.
That's funny.
Well, I appreciate the talk, man. We had a good time. Joe, appreciate you coming on the show. You know we're gonna want you back. You're just too entertaining. But I'm gonna fly over there to your house.
No,
we're gonna talk a little bit about
the tiny bus.
To the tiny bus. I'm gonna drive over there in a tiny bus, and we're gonna talk about what you need help on second chances because you're playing second chances. You cannot go out there. You cannot go out there like that. You got to go out there. Look what Tony's doing. Tony's trying to be on probation. He's trying to do that.
Yeah, that's smart. Lay low.
And aren't you a probation officer?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's older than me, and he has more self-control. I mean, no. Tony has no self-control. I have more self-control than Tony, actually. I take that back.
Well, then you can do it. So you would be one of my picks to play second chances for sure.
I appreciate that, man. Let's see what happens.
So what we got here? You see my shirt here, man? You like that?
Do it again. Right now, I think they're doing a good job bringing it back.
It's happening. So what I got is I got a little store. We're gonna tag it down at the bottom. You can check out the shirts. Some of them with the Russell Hantz emblem. Some of them, few of them like this. I don't want people to think it's political because it's not. This is just for fun. It's just a joke. Don't get all crazy on me. And then I got this has nothing to do with politics. Nothing.
I know, but
I'm just trying to say, huh?
Johnny may steal that shirt. Be careful. Copyright that shit.
Johnny can steal it. He can copyright it. I copyrighted it from somebody else. but I got that. We got the Patreon page. Matter of fact, my Patreon group, we're so involved. They watching all the time. When I cut off here, they'll be watching what we're doing. They
24/7 live stream, guys. 24/7.
No, it's not 24/7. But yeah, they get a lot of privileges. Go check out the Patreon page. Subscribe. I can't believe that we don't have 20. I thought we was gonna have 20,000 subscribers by this episode. I was wrong. We have around 19. I was wrong. So there you go. I'm like Joe. 99% of the time, I'm wrong like Joe. So Joe, if we ever play again, it would be hilarious. Because I'd be like, Joe, remember when you told me that one time you're 99% of the time you're wrong? This is that time.
And then they flash back to this screenshot.
Yes.
Y'all get me on.
I'm telling I voted wrong every vote, so trust me, I'm 99% of the time wrong.
All right.
Damn.
So okay, rest in peace to Ethan. Ethan's a good man. We all love him, but now he's hanging out with Rob's wife and a super duper player. So, that's all we got. And next time, same place, right after the episode, we're going to go live. We'll have a new survivor at the bottom of the screen there. I don't know if he's at the bottom of everybody's screen, but he is at mine. New survivor coming on. It's going to be a secret at this time because we don't even know who it's going to be. So we're going to go ahead and say it's going to be.
You ain't shit.
That's funny.
I lost your audio, Hans.
Yeah, I did too. Hopefully he'll come back. He's in the middle of nowhere, kind of. So he doesn't have the best service.
Look at him. I'm trying to figure it out.
Does he need? All right, I'm going to end it. I think we're done, right? You want me to end it, Russell?
Yeah, end that shit.
All right, guys. Hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir.